Hey guys, it's Jennifer from Live, Laugh, Love to Read. Today I'm doing a book review on The Good Sister by Sally Hepworth. Oh my goodness, this book was so good. 5 stars. 5 stars. So I've been waiting for this book to come to the library because I'm on a book buying ban. So I was not going to buy it, even though Sally Hepworth is one of my all-time favorite authors. But I wasn't going to buy it, and I didn't bet, so I had to wait quite a while, but I finally got to read it from the library for free. And why am I on a book buying ban? We are actually downsizing. We are actually selling our house and going full-time RV living. Yay! What does that mean? Well, that means there's going to be a lot more little free library tour videos coming. Yep. But you're going to have to be patient because we are in the process of packing, and we haven't closed yet on the house. We still have like 2 weeks, about 3 weeks left before we close. And then we're probably going to have to stay in a motel for a little bit before they get our RV ready and all that. But in the meantime, I still have been reading a little bit in between packing and downsizing. We had a huge garage sale, and I gave away over 100 books. And now I'm getting ready for the moving sale, and I'm packing totes to put in storage and all that. But in the downtime, I still read because reading is my jam. It's my jam. And this book was so good. Anyway, let's read the synopsis. 5 stars. Did I tell you 5 stars? It was really good. So, let's read. I'm going to read the synopsis, and then we're going to talk about it. All right. If you hear guitar, my husband's playing in the bedroom, so we'll just, yeah. From the outside, everyone might think Fern and Rose are as close as twin sisters can be. Rose is the responsible one, and Fern is the quirky one. But the sisters are devoted to one another, and Rose has always been Fern's protector from the time they were very small. Fern needed protecting because their mother was a true sociopath who hid her true nature from the world, and only Rose could see it. Fern always saw the good in everyone. Years ago, Fern did something very, very bad, and Rose has never told a soul. When Fern decides to help her sister achieve her heart's desire of having a baby, Rose realizes with growing horror that Fern might make choices that can only have a terrible outcome. What Rose doesn't realize is that Fern is growing more and more aware of the secrets Rose herself is keeping. And their mother might have the last word after all. So Fern and Rose are grown women now. Twins who grew up, and Rose was always the dominant twin, always took care of Fern. And what they don't really say, but you pretty much can tell, that Fern actually is probably has high functioning autism, high functioning processing, what is it called? Sensory processing disorder, or Asperger, something like that. So she has a lot of quirks, is what they call them, or what Rose calls them. And some of the quirks that she has is she doesn't like loud noises. She doesn't like to be in, crowded, so she has sensory processing disorders. Her senses are very heightened. And some of the things that she does and says are not appropriate. And Rose, their whole life has taken care of her and shielded her from their mother and such. Now, Fern works at a library, and she is not the head librarian, but she is, I want to say the co or something like that. But the library is good for her because it's quiet, and she's been there, she's worked there her whole adult life, so she knows everybody, and they like her and everything, even though she has her quirks. Now Rose is trying to have a baby with her husband, and they're having a hard time conceiving. So Fern decides she'll just have a baby for her. And so she decides to go on Match.com and find her a guy and, have a baby, and she'll just give it to Rose. Right? Why not? But of course you can tell it doesn't work that way. But this book, it kind of sounds fluffy when I say it like that, but this book was not fluffy. This book was twisted. Yeah, it had some twists and turns in it. And I would say it's a family drama, but I would also say it's kind of a thriller. Kind of. There was definitely twists and turns that I didn't expect, which I love in a book. And Fern and Rose's relationship had some ups and downs and such, to where Rose was always used to taking care of Fern, and so she was her memory, she was her confidant, her helper, and all that. Now Fern did live by herself, but she needed lots of help. And Rose would remind her, hey, you were supposed to do this. Why didn't hey, So there was that, and then the mother, who she always protected her from. But this book was so good. When you go into it, don't be expecting fluff, because it definitely was not fluffy. There might be some triggers in here for people. I'm not sure. It says everyone has a dark side. The thing that Fern does when they're like 12 and she does something really bad. And so that makes her afraid of herself, and her and Rose keep the secret of what happened, and nobody else knows. And yeah, woo, this book was good. It was good. I have read all of Sally Hepworth's books, and they're so good. I actually follow her on Instagram, and it's so funny because nowadays you can follow your favorite authors on Instagram, and I think I've said this before, but they'll actually answer you. You ask them questions or something, and most of them will answer, and it's just so cool to me. I mean, yeah, it's cool. What can I say? But yeah, have you read this book? If you haven't read this book, you need to read this book, because this book is good. Really, really good. 5 stars. I'd highly recommend it. And also, if you can get it, 5 stars. If you can get it from the library, that's even better. So, talking about going full-time RV living. I'm having all kinds of emotions about it. I've lived in my house for 18 years. And this is why it looks different in my background right now, is because I've already torn down my spare room where all my books were, my bookshelf, and everything you would see behind me normally is already torn down. And actually, I've already rehomed my little free library, which I have a little hard time with, but that's okay. I can still visit it. It's going to be right here in my hometown. I gave it to a lady who lives right here in town, and I can still visit it. I just can't have it in an RV. I mean, it's just not practical. So I wanted to make sure that I put it in our contract when we sell our house that it did not stay with the house, because I was worried that whoever bought the house might not continue it or whatever. So, like I said, I gifted it to a lady, and she's so excited. She's already picked it up. And yeah, I posted a big post on Facebook saying that where it was going to be now, and thanking everybody over the last 4.5 years of donating books and visiting it. And I thoroughly enjoyed having it, from rotating the books every few days to going through donations to every year I wrapped kids' books in for Christmas and gave away lots of books, and I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna miss it, but living in our RV, we will be able to travel a lot, and we will be doing a lot more little free library tour videos. Yay! So that's what's going on right now. That and you would think, okay, how are you have time to read right now? But I just have to read. That's just it's my jam. I have to read. My downtime. I sit and I read and I get in my head. And this book, I was in it. I was in it. It was good, 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 good. Anyway, that's all I got. If you like this video, how about a like? And hey, while you're here, how about a subscribe? Don't forget to check back for more book videos coming up soon. Thanks, friends. I'll see you next time.